In the 80s, the entrepreneurial French-trained chef Yves Potvin created North America's first veggie dog. He now invents more glamorous food products, all veggie, from fake Tuscan chicken to beefless tips and Thai trios. It is my pleasure to welcome Yves Potvin to Studio 4 to tell us more. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's been like, as we were saying earlier, I think you were the MC in 1997 when I won the
I was
Pacific.
the MC, and you won the big award, the Entrepreneur of the Year award.
Exactly. Well, entrepreneur for the agricultural food.
Yes, they had categories.
Food, they had different categories.
You didn't win in the tax category or the business category. Well,
no.
you won in the business category because it's all
Yes.
about business and people who have grand ideas and turn them into a success. So
it was a great honor, great honor.
how did you learn to cook?
You know, I cook
Originally.
at early age, and I have a little picture of me cooking barbecue when I was 7 or 8, and actually, yes.
There it is.
And I always loved food, and actually I studied architectural design when I went to college, and then very quickly after I realized I had a passion for food, so I went back to culinary art, and I finished my degree.
French chef extraordinaire, so you should be cooking foie gras, or, you know, using foie gras and confit.
Yes, at one point I did actually, but not anymore. I am sort of more on the healthy fare right now, and as you get older, you know, you're trying to cut all this stuff out of
We want to look 12, you see.
We want to live a little longer and healthier, I think.
Well, you probably heard President Bill Clinton is now a total vegan.
Yes.
Not even vegetarian, vegan.
Yes.
So he'll eat some of this beefless burger.
Well, his daughter, I think, was vegan, and I think at the wedding they had a vegan
That's right.
fare, yes.
And decided that vegan can actually taste good.
Yeah, I think we're far away from 25 years ago, I think.
Sure.
Plant-based food, garden-grown protein, as we like to call it, now tastes great, they feel great, and easy to prepare.
It did go through its rubber phase.
It did.
You know what I mean? You said, well, I
not
know
sure
I'm
that's for me.
supposed to eat the tofu dog, but it does taste like a tofu dog, even
Yes.
with lots of mustard and ketchup. So, when you invented the first veggie dog,
Yes.
did you do it in a lab in your kitchen? Where did the idea come
Well,
from?
actually, the idea, you know, I cycle across Canada. I came over here by bike, and I arrived, and I was, you know, full of energy, and I said, well, like most people, they go through a certain phase, and they say, well, I want to change career. So I had a passion for food, but I said, I don't want to work in a restaurant anymore. So, you know, I look at the society and, you know, two income and people don't have time to cook, and healthy fast food made a lot of sense.
Sure.
So because of the Asian population, I learned a lot about soy and realized, you know, a veggie dog, I think probably has a market. Everybody else thought I was a little bit crazy.
I bet they did.
But, you know, it was the first product that, so I was a chef. I still went back to work as a chef, and during the day I did my little recipe, and at night, and it took me about a year. And the first year I had over 250,000 in sales. So there was a market right away.
No kidding. Well, I know I asked for one on the turn at the golf course.
Oh, yes.
And they look at you like, huh?
Yes. But now it's...
Maybe we can find a tuna fish sandwich, but a veggie dog?
Yes,
Are you
yeah.
crazy? And now,
Now,
like in most golf courses, fancy
Yes.
restaurants.
it's an alternative. And now our product, Gardein, my new product, it's available pretty much, you know, university, restaurant, cafeteria.
On campuses, Harvard, Stanford.
Harvard, Stanford, yes. Chains of restaurant, Chipotle in the U.S.
Really?
Chipotle.
What about in prisons?
Prison, actually, it's a choice because a lot of prisoner has figured out that by eating vegetarian, it's better food, but than eating the traditional food. So they say, I want to eat vegetarian.
Yes, I had a friend who went to jail. Won't tell you his story, but he said everything was so salty and gluey, and the food was just dreadful. Not that you should go to jail and have perfect food,
No.
but it makes sense because it affects your mind, affects your body.
You know, it's interesting. There's a study that came out that by reducing the meat consumption in prison, the prisoner became a little toned down, their attitude. So
I read that music too, something like that. And of course, if you are a real meat guy,
yes.
and you go to prison and they make you eat garden protein,
yes.
that might not be so pleasant. but better for you.
Better for you, definitely.
Absolutely. So what is in it, the Gardein? Is it called Gardein?
Yes. Gardein is two words put together, garden and protein. So we say it because it's a garden-grown protein. And it's made of a blend of legume and grain. So soy, wheat, pea, carrot fibers, quinoa, millet.
Oh.
So a variety of different source of protein. People think that there's no protein in vegetable or legume, but it's higher in protein actually.
Really? So like in the quinoa, ancient grain, very good for you.
Very good for you and very high in protein. And it's a full protein also. People think they're gonna lack some mineral.
Yes.
So we take this, we mix it, and we sort of bake it and cook it in a similar way than we do with pasta. Okay, it's a similar machine in pasta.
Right.
And we flash freeze the product, and then with that process, you get a very meaty texture. It's like if you compress bread together. And then we shape it like you can shape pasta, different shape. We shape it, and we have like scallopini over here. We have 7-grain tenders.
Tell me about this.
This is a chipotle lime. It's sort of the adult finger. We have sort of another variation that we call
chicken.
Yes. I'm not sure if you want.
Well, not chicken.
Yeah, not chicken.
Almost chicken.
Almost chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken.
How about that?
Has a texture of chicken. It's very chickeny, and I think that's what people like today. They like the fact they like to chew on something, and we have a fantastic texture. This is our mandarin orange that comes prepared.
Almost
this
chicken.
one, yeah.
So it comes like that.
Comes like this. We have the pack of sauce inside, so it's a sake mandarin orange sauce. You just saute quickly, and you don't have the rice. The rice you have to do yourself. And then within 5 minutes, you have a healthy fare.
Really? So the chicken's in that package?
It's in that package.
Not the chicken. I keep saying the chicken.
The Gardein.
The fake chicken.
The Gardein
chicken is in the package. Is it flatter and it plumps up?
No, it's actually
it's
about
all in
250.
there.
It's all there, and there's a pack of sauce in there, and it's you quickly. It's a meal for 2 or 3.
Right.
And it's very high in protein. 28 grams of protein per 100 gram. But I think we're in a convenient business.
Sure.
And that's what we are. I mean, we're
that makes sense.
Yeah, tasty, healthy, alternative business.
Sure, and people who aren't educated about protein think you have to eat meat to get protein. So not true. I mean, there's vegetable protein.
Exactly.
Just as good for you as meat protein.
And yesterday, the new guideline came in the U.S., the new pyramid, and now it's changed to a plate. I'm not sure if you read about it. And now the vegetable part is bigger than the protein part.
Yes.
And so you have to have grain, vegetable, fruit, and a smaller part. We overeat. We have too much protein in our diet.
Sure, and they also say eat less, mostly fruits and vegetables.
Exactly.
If you want to live long, eat less, mostly fruits and vegetables.
And that's where, people are asking us, they say, well, so this is for vegetarian. And we say, no, it's for everybody. And there's this new term, I'm not sure if you've heard, called flexitarian.
Yes.
You've heard the term flexitarian?
I'm one.
Yes, like most people want to eat a healthier lifestyle. They say, okay, I'll eat some fish someday, some chicken someday, maybe beef once a week.
Right.
I have a couple of meals that I want to have some choice.
Sure.
And this is where Gardein, I think, comes in hand. It's tasty, healthy, and it's good for you.
Sure. And like I always call myself a sloppy vegetarian. I went through my vegetarian phase, and that was fine. And then I met a man who's loves his meat and cooks it well. And so now I eat organic. But when somebody brings out a little spring lamb chop, you think, okay.
And then that's why we offer
choice.
choice. Yes, we offer that choice. There's no bad, there's no wrong.
No.
I think in today the society is that, like, in my family, we have my daughter who's a vegetarian.
Yes.
And my son who's likes traditional protein.
Right.
I like fish, and my wife is sort of in between. So when we cook Gardein, everybody eats it.
Everybody has to eat Gardein at your house.
They don't have to, but they all like it.
Okay.
But most of the meal during the week, we have to make 2 different kind of meal, and that's the challenge the society has.
I understand.
Right now. So
or you're having a dinner party, and now you have to actually ask.
Yes.
Say anybody here who has a food preference or anything like that. Also on the airlines, we'll talk about that when we get back, because there was a time, could still be, now you can't get much food on an airline.
No.
But if you said you were a vegetarian, you got the dinner for the person dying.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? It was bland and awful, and you said, no, I don't want that. I don't want the dinner with no flavor. I just want the dinner for the vegetarian. We'll come back with Yves Potvin.